Hey folks, welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are sitting here in the J&K Security Smart Home.
Yes.
And we're going to talk to those folks in just a little bit about how you can get a smart home and about how some of the technology has obviously changed over the years, has it not?
Absolutely.
So we're going to do that in a little bit. Another thing that has changed over the years is we went from Taibo in the 90s to some other forms of martial arts that have become much more popular. And joining us is Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts, and we're so glad to see you.
Oh, thank you.
How are you? So we are going to be talking about a kickboxing class that you have, and I'm really excited to talk about this class. And now, Taibo is something probably lots of folks remember from the 90s.
Yeah, they do.
Is your class anything like that?
No, nothing like that. The Taibo class was an aerobics class with martial arts in it. My class is a martial arts class that we do core exercises, push-ups, and so the focus is the martial art training itself is the aerobic exercise.
Okay, so I like that distinction. That was an aerobics class that had, you know, some elements of martial arts.
Yes.
This is martial arts training.
This is real martial arts training.
But you get a workout too, by default.
Well,
right?
boxers are ripped. And if you've actually seen them, guys, it's their training. It's full body all the time.
Right.
So if you're taught right how to do that training, it is a phenomenal workout.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
So, do you use any equipment in any of these workouts?
We've got heavy bags hanging from the ceilings. We have floor bags that are 6 foot tall to kick and punch. Speed bags. I mean, we have all the boxing equipment. We use medicine balls, but most of the exercises are natural body weight exercise. The rest of it is the striking equipment that a boxer or a kickboxer would use, which just makes it a lot of fun because there's a lot of variety in the class with the use of different equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. So it's using your body weight in a lot of these. So the term throwing your weight around really
A little bit,
means
yeah,
something
it does mean
in
something.
in this context.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about the learning curve. Is it tough for a beginner to do this? How long does
Yes.
it take to learn these exercises?
The minimum length of time I'll actually take a student is a year.
Okay.
You know, so for my students, they're all dedicated to at least that amount of time. Most people, when they join a class, I'll try this. How long does it last? Maybe a month, maybe two. I make them commit to a year because it takes time to not only learn the routines, but to also good form. I've got a guy that's been training with me for over 15 years that's still learning good form and still learning exercises. And so, you know, there's not a stop point in this kind of a class where you're going to get bored.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're always learning things
You're
and mastering
always
things and
learning.
correcting your technique and all those things.
That's the
going
value of
forward.
having me in there for that amount of time, is that
Right.
you have a constant coach that's looking at your physical well-being so that you have that good form so you don't hurt yourself during a workout.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I think it's so incredible how you ask people to commit to 1 year, a minimum of 1 year, and that way you really get the dedicated people, the ones who say that, hey, I really want to do this.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Those people are actually locked in a class, but now we've got a group of people who know that every week the same people are going to be in class.
Yeah.
We're creating a community of people that are working out together. We're creating some partnerships with people that are having some goals that they'd like to keep, and so maybe that person over there helps to push them. So they'll do core work with them, or so there's a lot of relationships that are created in that amount of time that I can't do if I just have an open door class like most health clubs have.
Right.
Sure. Well, and I like the idea of that too, because there's probably a point somewhere in the beginning months where you're thinking, gosh, I don't know if I can do this. This is really challenging. And to get over that hump and kind of continue through the year, it almost kind of forces you in a way, but in a good way, to see it through.
Absolutely,
and to feel good and be in a good place.
Most
with
people,
it.
the first thing is, a year. I don't know. But then after a while, I start realizing I've had some of the same students for 8, 10, 15 years.
And what keeps people coming back that long?
The variety in the class is huge. I mean, there's no same class. Every day it's a little bit different. But it's the learning, it's the understanding about what the art was actually for. Boxers are not stupid people. They're actually really smart. And the body mechanics that have to come into play with that are for our health and well-being. And so it's interesting to see the science behind what appears to be just a sport.
Right.
But it's not.
And then it becomes a habit and a part of your life.
Right.
And I think that's really key. So I
Right.
like that. Let's talk about a little bit about some of the real world applications in terms of your classes and your teachings.
Sure.
Are you explaining those sort of real world applications during the teaching, or is it more in the context of the sport? How does that work?
We definitely want to teach why we're doing the things. So we have primarily it's a lot of women in the class. And so, I have to teach why they're going to use that kind of particular punch, because in the event something happened to them, we're teaching them how to really hit somebody.
Right.
You're not going to get hit in my class. Never going to put you in that position where you feel like you got to get hit. But I will work closely with them, and we'll show where the body parts are that we're actually striking and why that targeting is important. So then you can actually visualize while you're actually working on the bags that this is a real person.
Right. I think that part is really smart, because just to know the move isn't enough. You have to be able to place yourself in that mindset of, okay, what would I actually do in an attack?
In an attack, right.
Because you're going to be scared.
Yeah.
It's going to be under different circumstances.
Right.
So to make sure that your teaching includes that knowledge.
Yeah, it does.
Super
Well, there's
important.
only, you can only do so much in a striking class. I mean, there's ground fighting applications or stand-up applications, so within context. But then what happens a lot of times, those people want to come to me for other classes, and we do special classes for them as well, because they're starting to learn that interest is piqued. Show me more.
Right, yeah.
Oh, this is great. Thanks so much, Chris, for sharing this with us. We really appreciate it. This is Chris Martingilio from Martingilio Martial Arts. We've got more Wisconsin Family for you after the break, so stay right there.